We'll be working through the architectural scale exercise. I'm going to start at this end and work my way over. And we're trying to match the 20-foot zero increment using our quarter scale, where this scale appears in red. We're going to take the measurement starting here at 0, and we're going to take a look at the different indications that are given. We have 0, and then the next unit we have is 2 and 4, and we read these as 2 feet from 0, 4 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, and so on. The ones that aren't marked, like this one, we're going to assume, and rightly so, that it is 1 foot, and these increments never vary, so we can rest assured that if that's 2, then that's going to be 3. So let's start. 20 feet we're asked to find. We're going to go all the way down. Let's line up a little bit. We're going to go down to 14, 16, 18, 20 feet. And here is our answer. And I'll go ahead and scribe this in. 20 feet, and that will be an answer. Let's go to the next one, 21 feet. This one will mark. And we already have a head start because we know we just did 20, so 21 feet is going to be, here's 20, but then we need to add 21 feet, so we're going to add one more to it, 20, 21. I'll make a mark. You just can indicate, you can either draw along a line underneath, or you can make tick marks to represent. It just helps me to see clearer, and it helps me when grading your paper to see clearer. 11 foot 6. Here's 0. Here's 11 feet. I'm just going to put a little mark, but then I have to pick up the 6 inches, and I know that if this is a foot, then this is half a foot, 6 inches, and the answer is going to be from there to 0. Let me draw that in. 15 foot 6, again, we have that 6, so we don't have to worry too much because we can go 15 feet. There's 16, so 15 feet, 6 inches is going to be right there. Mark our 0. Create my line so that you can see it. 8 foot 9. Now it gets interesting because we can find our 8 feet is here, but then to read a scale correctly, here's the 0. I'm going to look at my 8 foot, but then I'm going to come here and clock up 9. So each of these quarter scale, each one of these increments is worth 1 inch. So I merely need to go up here to the 9 and then go find the other end of the 8. So I've increased it. Here was the original 8, and then I came up. So two things, you go back to 0 and you add in the extra. Now I'll mark it in for our check sheet, which will help me check your paper. 7 foot 3. I'm going to find 7 foot right there. But then I need to add 3 inches, and so I can move this up to 3, go back to the 7 foot, plus my 3 that I added on this end. So here you can see where you could possibly make a mistake. The other way of doing that is you could put, it's a slower way, you can put the 7 foot first, make a tick mark, and then come over and add your 3. You could do it that way. 10 foot 1, that's going to be easy. And now that I've learned a lot, I'm just going to put, instead of starting at the 0, I'm going to go up 1, as good as your eyeball can do, and then I'm going to go find 10. This is all limited by what you can see. Hand drafting is all a matter of the eye and your ability to perceive some of these marks, because it does get pretty tight and confusing. Next, I will go to the 1/8 inch scale. So if you can see at the other end, we have the 1/8 inch scale. So I'm going to read in the other direction, and I'll try and match this up. So I'm going to take my measurements 40 feet, and I have to be sure I'm using the right one. If this is 0 and this is 46, that's obviously not the correct one, but this is more like it, 0, 4 feet. So let's go 40 feet. Here is 40 feet. Here is, so I can say 0, 40 feet. And then I'm going to come back and add the extra 11. And each one of these is probably worth 2 inches. So I'm just going to back off. And again, that one is limited by my ability to even see it. So we'll mark this. A nice round number, 25 feet. If that's 24, that's 28. 26, 27, 28. So each one of these increments is worth it. So was an easy one. 25. 12 feet 6, which helps me because then I can just go to the middle of that. So let's do 12 feet. And then I'm sort of counting down. Here's 12 feet, but then I need to go 6 over. So I'm using half the distance. Next one, 7 foot 3. This one is really just a call. Like you can't really, you just have to get close enough as you can. Now we'll go to the 1/2 inch, locate it, and all the way on the other side. So I'm going to flip this around, use the 1/2 inch scale for 9 foot 6, and looks like we have a lot more. Maybe we have about 18 or more. There's 6 inches. So we can get to a finer degree. So if you go to a larger scale, you're getting down to a finer degree of ability to draw something. 9 foot. Here is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to 9 foot. We'll just make a little mark, and then we'll bump this up. Taking the increments here, I'm adding the 6 here, and that means I have to bump this over. So I could have saved a step, but I just wanted to show you how that was done. 5 foot 2. This time, I'm going to start with the 2 inches. The one is probably right about there. And then I'm going to go up to 5 foot 4, 5. So see, the 8 could have thrown me off, but this is 5. This is what it's going to look like. Okay, you're still with me. We are 8 minutes in. Let's wrap this up. 6 foot 8. I'm going to go ahead and take the 8. There's 6, 7, 8. So I've added the 8 at one end. There's 0. So I merely need to go 6, 4, 5, 6. 7 foot 3. We're going to go 3. Add my 3. Then I merely need to go to 7 feet because I've already added the 3 to create my line. Now they're going to try and throw us off because they've given us 1, which I don't use very much, so this should be an interesting reading. 3 foot. Look how big they already got. It's so each increment. 3 foot 5 inches. If that's 6 inches, that's 3 inches, and 5 inches must be here. This is my 3. So I'm starting to get faster now because I'm already adding what I need to. 7 foot 3. I think we're going off the page. Okay, well, let's do that. I'm gonna 3. Okay, either way, I'm going to go off the page, so I'm just going to have to make a line. 7 foot 3. So this was a trick question on the last. Describe a line. Okay, so this concludes the solution set for the architectural scale exercise. It's a matter of using whole numbers first and then adding in the extra inches. But once you get good at it, you can do it all at once. And if you stayed this long, thank you. I hope this helps.